Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Fire Force Season 3, Episode 7. So, last time, guys, we had the fight between Burns and Shinra, and it went pretty good. And, I mean, unfortunately, in the end, Burns got impaled by what is supposedly his doppelganger, is what they made it seem like, and then dragged into Adola, I would assume, which sucks. I really liked Burns as a character. Obviously, I didn't like his twists there near the end where he switched sides, and I didn't like the stubborn idea of I can't change because I'm old. Like the younger generation has to do it. I don't like that. I think old people can change, and I think that's just like a clever excuse for people that just don't want to change, right? So, but regardless of all that, we had the white clad coming down in full force on our group. Things were looking dire, not good at all. And then all of a sudden, this mystery man named Moonlight Mask showed up. I wonder who he could be. Obviously, we know it's Benimaru. So I'm excited for this episode. We're gonna start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. There's no way our group doesn't know it's Benimaru, right? Death by fire. There's so many of them. How strong is he in comparison to all of them? Just a momento. I like how he even has the same eyes. The X's and O's. Alright. Very brief cold open. I have been worried about having loss because of how melancholy this opening is. The song is wearing on me though. I like that however it goes part, but it's hard to copy because it has like an overlaying second voice too, with a auto tunedy kind of higher pitch, but it sounds kind of cool. Sleeping Truth. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can't afford to become enemies, yeah. Mm. That's what they. Oh my god. Oh my god. Just. Oh shit! Sharon making moves. Like I was up there like a ninja. Damn, what a badass. Whoa. That looks so cool. Let's go. Oh, look at this ripped man. Yes, finally. Okay. He's sitting there. Mm-hmm. Oh. Hmm. Man. Hmm. Damn. She does look good on the broom. Like the purple eyes and everything. Oh. Nice. Mr. Strongest. The two of these back at it again. Wait, maybe you could. Wow, he's even acknowledging Dragon being strong. Wow, he even acknowledged Sharon. Hell yeah. Nothing. Are you goofing around? I love that you can hear it in his voice even though you can't see his face. He probably never had to try this hard before. Except for maybe fighting the Demon Infernal. He was like wiped out of fire like after that, right? Wait, what? Amaterasu? What does that mean? I'm so confused. By one place, how does she consider that? Don't. Yeah, Arthur got pretty fucked up. Yep. People always ask that. Yeah, we think so. Hmm. Interesting. The first? Oh, they know. Damn. I mean, the body's not here. Oh my god, that's the story. I mean, it makes sense they'd spin it even more. Why not? Karen. I hadn't remembered his name since the beginning. Hmm. Maybe in his death we'll learn more about why he did what he did. But once again, still not a fan of. I can't change. You guys handle it. But I feel like there was something he did that I'm not realizing. Ibana? What you up to? Hmm. Ah. We have a couple people. Is that where Karen was going as well? What is this? Cool little bit of artwork change up. Hmm. Man, 113, that's a lot of people to go all at once. For a brief second, I thought that nun had a huge rack, but it's her hand, like, going up and praying, and it's the sleeve, but it almost just looked like massive cleavage. My bad. The show has trained me to be dirty. Just kidding. Not the show's fault. How wrecked it? Oh, okay, pretty wrecked. This guy seems a little bit more recognizable than the others that we've seen before on her side. Oh, wait. Is he that same Okay. He just didn't look quite the same. He's the same bubblegum guy. I forgot that he was with Hibana. Oh. That's why his hair's shorter now. Uh, oh my god. She actually wubs me? Well, I mean, because you bring out their submissive side. You masochistic crazy lady. Oh, damn. That's kind of a cool little flip back to her younger self. Why is it dangerous for Iris but no one else? Oh! Hopefully they're not infernal insects. They try so hard. Hmm. Damn. Alright. What can you find in a burnt down church that would give you some kind of evidence after all this time, too? That would still be here, I wonder. I mean, I feel like this whole scene isn't for nothing, so I feel like there's gonna be something, right? Above ground. Oh shit. Whoa. You got a damn smartwatch. Cool. Oh. Hmm. Is there a hidden staircase or something? Interesting. Hmm. Yeah. Unless there's like a trap door, you know? Like, you. They know more than her. Okay. Oh my god. Isn't he supposed to be the guard? Yeah. Yeah, can I was about to say have her put like free like use the ice to like prop it up. Yep. The ice expands a bit, lifting it. Hell yeah. Man, what's the real way to get to that staircase? That was a casual prayer. Hey, soul. Imagine just addressing your god as like, hey, god. So, ooh, 8 pillars. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's pretty clear. There's like not many instances of 113 people turning infernal at the same time for no reason. Hmm. What does that have to do? Hmm. What are you realizing, Hibana, that I am not picking up on? I mean, obviously they're talking about bugs, and we know the source of infernals, or one source of infernals. Huh. Did they somehow turn people into infernals through the food? That's how they all turned, maybe? And they plan on doing that? What the fuck? This is creepy. Hmm. What? Wait, she's really there! What the fuck? Oh shit. Who are you, though? What the fuck is happening? Oh my god, the music. Damn, man, that was a good episode! Building that mystery to an insane level of, like, intrigue, and then just ending it. Fuck you, show. Oh man, they just gave us a whole bunch of pieces to put together right there. So, I mean, obviously we have bugs, we have the talking about the food, the crops they were growing, the fact that the all the kids there or all the people there were like named after flowers and stuff like that, and she said they were cultivating and then talked about naming the kids after flowers, but what does that mean? What were they cultivating? I mean, my first thought would be, is this like where they were making the bugs that turn people into infernals and like breeding them or something? But like, what about like, how does the food play into it? I don't know. I had a brief thought that maybe like they were testing the kids here by giving them like something in their food that could turn them into an infernal and it managed to turn them all infernal. And so they realized it was a success, and maybe at some point they want to put it into like the food supply of all of Tokyo to turn everyone into an infernal, like roughly around the same time. But I don't know if that's it. But that is it, guys, for episode 7. Man, okay. What the heck? That was... I kind of want to go back and watch that scene one more time. Like, man, the last, like, 3 minutes, I feel like... Okay, so as I thought, the Coven was set fire deliberately. She looks at a book and it says, what does that say? Trees and flowers in the forest, I believe is what that says. There must be proof of it here somewhere. A book about plants. There are instructional books on agriculture here as well. Agriculture, how could that possibly connect? And she starts to have like an epiphany. And it goes into the crest of this covenant, or convent, is the cross of the Holy Soul Temple with flowering plants. Right? Like, I'm trying to look at this symbol here now that we have. And it does just look like the cross with flowers coming out of it. I don't really see anything distinct that would make me... I don't know. Interesting. Shoot, what was the... Man, there's like a brief cut right there. See if I can... Like, veins and stuff, like, coming out of the cross, which is interesting. I wonder what... Oh, man. They do... That's one thing this show... I mean, the show does a lot of things really good. But setting up the mystery, I feel like maybe I'm just dumb, but I feel like they do such a good job of giving you all of these pieces. Like, they've done that through the whole show, too. Between giving us pieces on the secrets that are going on, whether it be, you know, before we knew about the bugs, leading up to how we learned about the bugs, leading up to the pillars and all that, leading up to everything we know now. But there's still a lot of mysteries that they spoon-fed us. Like, we have, like, Pi that we learned earlier on. We have the tabernacle that was out in the middle of nowhere. Like, we have so many little pieces that have been given to us, but it's not enough for me to put it together and figure out, like, exactly what's going on. And that's really cool, because some shows don't nail that aesthetic, right? Some shows will give you the information and, like, or give you just a little bit too much information, and you're like, ah, yes, it's probably this, 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 and that, and then it ends up being that, right? But I feel like this show, I haven't been able to figure out what the hell is going on, like, at all, and we keep getting, like, references even to Soul Eater and stuff like that, and it's like, what does that mean? It's there's so much going on. Excuse me. And she said, no, I'm probably reading too much into things. It's a book about bugs, plants and bugs. This place is full of books about mundane things. But then they have 3 meals per day, in the morning, the afternoon, and the evening, right? Nothing seems too crazy about that, but it's something about the food. After taking the trouble to make this room, all they left here are books about plants and bugs. They keep mentioning the plants and bugs. We obviously know, like, we had that dialogue from, oh, what was his name? The Plague Mask guy, right? Giovanni. And he was saying that it's theorized that, like, bugs are, you know, so different from a lot of other life on Earth that maybe they came from space and stuff. Like, or maybe they came from Adola, I think is another thing that he teased the idea of. And so there's been a lot about bugs, obviously the bugs that turn people into infernals. But we haven't had a ton about plants yet, I don't think. Well, I guess there is like the life that was in the middle of the nowhere that was grown. Like the tabernacle was running there, and there was like lush, like there was an oasis there, and it felt like that was because of the tabernacle. So there is some correlation to the tabernacle and maybe Amaterasu that is allowing like life to grow, right? Plant life and everything to grow. So I guess there is a little bit of a connection there, maybe. Man. Nutritious vegetables that have bathed in the light of the sun are the main foods. Okay. If after the doppelganger experiments conclude or conducted here, the sisters return into infernals. And Hibana pieces this together, but I am not piecing it together. They are, of course, vegetables that the sisters have grown themselves. Mm-hmm. And she says... well, he says there aren't any hints about the concrete details of those experiments. A recipe for meals. I wonder if she read something in those books that we're not seeing, like, what's in the books either. But it shows the food. It shows them taking a spoonful of it. And then it says, could it be for such a long time we... And then it shows them taking a bite, and then it goes into the bug, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the correlation. Only thing I can think of is that maybe that's how... Maybe by feeding the sisters in such a way, they gave them flower names. Maybe they bud like flower, like they bloom like flowers bloom, and the blooming is them becoming infernals, and maybe through that process of becoming infernals they output the bugs that they use. So maybe this church was like a farming ground for, because we still don't know how the White Clad get those bugs that turn people into infernals, right? So maybe this was like a cultivation ground for those bugs. That's the only thing I can really think of to piece this all together. And somehow the creation of the bugs is tied to the food that they were eating and growing there. And that's why it's like a poetic naming scheme that they were all named after flowers, because a lot of flowers bloom, and that could be like when they all turned infernal, that was them blooming. I don't know. The convent's crest, together with the sisters' customs. And then we have like the nun like covered in like holes and stuff too. Almost like the... Oh, that's actually really interesting. We have all the flowers around them in this imagery here, with the nun where they're talking about what is this at? Is that 2151? So we have the nun all covered in holes, just like the plants. It looks just like when bugs eat through plants, right? So maybe that's what it is. Maybe I am onto something where the bugs are like grown from within them, right? And this symbolism of the nun with all the holes in her is like the parts that the infernal insect has eaten of the girls and everything. But why not Hibana or Iris? Hibana I can kind of understand because she had fire kinetic powers and it didn't seem like anyone else there did. Iris, I mean, hell, after last episode of what we saw, maybe Iris does have fire kinetic powers because she seemed to, like, pray hard and manage to stop that attack that it didn't seem like, Oh, my best girl. Why can't I think of her name? Holy shit. Oh, god damn it. Oh, now I'm pissed at myself. Did I put it down in my list of names when I came back to the show? Sorry, guys. I know it. I'm just spacing out. Maki. There we go. Um, but yeah, like, is it possible that uh Maki didn't really stop that blast, and it had something. I mean, it seemed like it had something to do with her praying. I don't know, but yeah, I think somehow that's the theory I'm gonna go with. I think that's the best I can come up with is that somehow the girls there were hosts to the bugs, and then I guess maybe when the bugs were fully grown, that's when they turned into infernals, and maybe they just gathered the bugs afterwards. And then she says they were creating and then stopped, like crops, giving the sisters flower names. Yeah. I think all that can tie into. Yeah, so basically the sisters were like the crops which were there to grow the bugs. Or like create the bugs is what she's going with. I think we managed to piece it together. I think the big catalyst to me figuring that out was going back and seeing that scene with the holes in the nun and the holes in the plants, just like what it's like when a bug eats through them. So that's like the biggest convincing factor. Flower names and then the bugs, and then bugs go with flowers, don't they? And yeah, Sumire. That line also from Sumire definitely sounds like it too. So she doesn't look like she's aged too much from how she looked back then. Granted, it might not have been all that long since they were here. Sometimes ages are really weird in anime, where sometimes like a 12-year-old looks like super young, or like a 8 or 9-year-old looks super young, and then they age up to like 15 and they look like a damn adult, in anime sometimes. So it's possible that it hasn't been that long enough for Sumire to get that much older, or this isn't, maybe this is a fake face, who knows, maybe it could be, for all we know, it could be Yona or whatever his name is, the guy that can transform or something like that. But yeah, Sumire is still alive after all that, so she wasn't one of the ones that got infernalized in all of that. So she was probably one of the ones spearheading everything that was going on here. Damn. Okay. So there was one more scene I wanted to go back to. I guess to talk about the earlier parts of the episode because we had a lot building up to that. Uh, I love the idea that Moonlight Mask, Benimaru came in, and when it flashed back to like him having to put the mask on, I love how his idea of like a change up of the outfit to trick people was to change the jacket from like being over on this side to like being over on this side. It's just a funny switch from Waka. Oh, that was great. But yeah, just I love how instantly everyone just knew who he was. And he's like, no, 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 and then like when he didn't know what to say anymore, he just started attacking. Now they did. I was gonna say like I had the question, can he beat them all? But I like how he came in and gave them a means to escape, and that definitely seemed like the best way to do it. But I also love how he gave them a few attacks, and he's like, "Oh, this will." First he could really sense that Dragon was a monster. He's like, "This guy's a beast," just by like looking at him. And then he fired off an attack, and Charon absorbed it and fired it back. And he's like, "Oh, there's a few monsters here." I know Charon's on the enemy side, but I actually really like him, and so I really like that we had Benimaru give him that approval. That was really cool. So, but yeah, that was a neat scene. And then we also had Joker being like, "You're not planning on fighting them all, are you? There's no way you could win." Or, well, maybe you could. It's like, I like how Joker even had to stop and be like, "Wait, is Benimaru strong enough to beat them all?" Like, Joker is there with the audience wondering, like, could he do it? So, that's really cool. There was that scene when she talked about, all of the pillars being here. Where was that brief moment where Halmea said it? I think it was as they were leaving, right? Maybe. We have him attacking too. He's still a beast. Are you goofing off? It might have been right here. Everything seems to have gone perfectly. It all went according to your plan, didn't it? Damn. So that's not good that things did go. So, Amaterasu, Sho, Shinra, Inka, Nataku, me, and the other one. That's 7. So who's the 8th pillar? Right? Amaterasu, Sho, Shinra, Inka, Nataku, me, the other one. That's 7. What does she say after this? But also, she says right here, today all the pillars were in one place. What does that mean? Like, for one, Nataku wasn't here, was he? I didn't see him here. We don't know who the new one is. I mean, maybe the new one's here if they're amongst... If it is, like, maybe Iris, like, with her, with whatever happened stopping the dragon attack, and then Haumea saying the 8th pillar was just awoken, or whatever. But I guess I don't know who the final one is, because she only listed 7 names. But either way, we have... Was there another... No, she mentioned Inca. I'm trying to remember if there was another pillar that we know about. Other than the crazy lady. But she might be... My theory was she was Amaterasu. Which might be what they mentioned. But I don't know. I'm confused by that. We'll have to see. Maybe it was a translation mistake. I don't know. But yeah, so that's weird that she mentioned Amaterasu being as one that, like, we're all in the same place. Like, how is Amaterasu here? I guess that's just further to the mystery. And I mean, like, unless she just means, like, all of them were in Tokyo, right? Like, this whole region of the world, maybe, is what she means. But anyway, I guess we'll have to wait and see that. So, everything is in place. Okay, so whatever just happened here is what Haumea wanted to happen, which is not good, because, like, so not even them getting away, and, like, you know, like, the whole point was to lure Shinra here for something, but it seems like whatever they needed Shinra here for, they got to happen? I don't know. So, we're gonna have to wait, and their whole plan is still quite a bit of a mystery. But, yeah. That's it for me. I have no idea. Can't wait to watch more. Loved this episode. It was really good. The suspense and the build-up with the mystery and everything. Awesome. Cannot wait to watch more. We will be trying to figure out what's going to be replacing this. I think it's between 2 shows. This is an airing show slot, meaning that I always replace this show with a show that is airing at the time. So whatever is in the summer 2025 season of anime. I normally do a poll if there's no sequels, but there are some sequels this time. So I'm trying to figure out which sequel I want to watch. We have Shield Hero season 4, I believe it is, starting, and then we also have Dr. Stone with the second half. I'm leaning more towards Dr. Stone because that's the show I've been watching recently, and since I caught up with it and I had been on that train recently, I feel like I should watch that, where I haven't watched Shield Hero since the last season aired. But I am really interested to learn more about the Shield Hero world, even though some of the seasons have been on the slower side for me. For Shield Hero, there are like some moments and some aspects of the mystery that I'm really like eager to learn more about as they continue with that show. So we'll see. I have to make that decision. Or if you guys want to help me out, which one would you rather see? Would you rather see me finish up Doctor Stone or watch the newest Shield Hero season? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to see more. Links in the description below should be popping up on the screen. There's extra content on my early access tier. Not for this show, obviously, because I watch it as it airs, but on there's also my Patreon show tier where there's even more shows that aren't even released to YouTube yet. So check that out. As I said, links in the description, popping up on the screen, and I'll see you in my future reactions.